Hey guys, this is Ray, and in this video, I want to talk about mixing reggaeton music. Now I got a session here. It's a 2-track session, small session, by an artist called Duhamel. All his information is going to be in the description. So I'm going to give you some information regarding this session. This session was recorded in Puerto Rico. I had nothing to do with the recording process. When I got the session, it had some plugins already. The way I deal with those plugins, I just act like they're part of the sound, like they're already printed into the sound, so I don't touch them. So here's what the recording engineer added: the stock BF76 plugin and the EQ7 DigiDesign stock plugin, which is a great plugin. I use it all the time. Now, these settings might look a bit dramatic, but it actually works for this song. Another thing, auto-tunes. And that's really what I want to talk about in this video. They did use Auto-Tune Pro. I don't have Auto-Tune Pro. I have another version, but I didn't want to use it. So what I wanted to use, the Waves Tune Real-Time plugin, which does exactly the same thing. As long as you get your settings right, you get your scale, your key right. You have to experiment with all that stuff. So let's have a listen. So did you guys hear that at the end? Now, I did that on purpose. Now, this does happen. You set the key, the scale, you press play, and then you might have that 1 or 2 parts that just sound bad. So how do the pros do it? How do they get it to sound so good? Well, 2 things. The way the artist sings, it's crucial. I'm not saying the artist has to be a great singer, but to get auto-tune or whatever program to work properly, you have to do it a certain way. Let's see if we can fix it. What I like to do, I like to use Melodyne. If you have Pro Tools, the newer versions have Melodyne built into Pro Tools. So here is something that a lot of people do when they're using Melodyne, because there's a whole bunch of videos showing you this, and sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. So if you click right here at the pitch correction macro, you're going to see pitch center and pitch drift. You see a lot of people say just put it to 100%. It doesn't always work. So I'm going to go back, down. Now let's play that back. Let's go back and put that at 100%. So we're just gonna undo all of that. Now, another thing that could be done, if we zoom in, if this is happening to you and your settings are just like this, everything's at 0 and it doesn't sound good, one of the things that could happen, your pitch correction software might be putting the notes where they don't belong. So you take Melodyne, for example, and you just split, and look what it did. It might be wrong, so let's listen to it. Sounds pretty good. So let's undo that. I did tell you earlier that I do have Auto-Tune. Now, I have a DSP version of Auto-Tune. If you don't have Melodyne, something else that you can do, you can play with the retune speed, flex tune. Now, there are YouTube videos out there that tell you to mess with the tracking and the detune. You can. Don't be afraid to mess around with this stuff. I know everybody out there tells you, do this, put it at 100%, don't touch this. Because if you don't mess around with your plugins, number 1, you won't learn it. And number 2, you might probably come up with some cool stuff and you'll miss it. Do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up. It'll help with the algorithms. Also, subscribe, press that bell for future notifications. This is Ray, and I want to thank you for watching my video. Later, guys.